Hello and welcome to another cast. This time going down on Lost Lands, a 4v4 played on Team Matchmaker at 1100 with some higher rated players in the 1600s as the rating range, so 11 to around 1600. So yeah, let's get started and let's get into player introductions. To start out with the northern team, Team 1, let's start with this island, what will probably be the air slot. We have Leslie Chow going UEF, opening first land in yellow. Then onto the land players. On the furthest east on the land we have in red Kinder 5129 going Cybran in red, opening first land. Then to the west we have Whist in orange, also going Cybran, also opening first land. And to the north of that we have Peepo Noob, in a burgundy red, also Cybran, opening first land. Then let's get to the southern team. Let's start again with the island player. Here we have Skayeva in cyan, going Seraphim, opening first land. To the east on the land we have Megatronus in normal blue, going Cybran, opening first land. To the east of that we have Blinchik as Seraphim in purple, opening first land. And to the south of that we have White Owl going Aeon in dark blue, opening first land and going second air. Right, that's player introductions out of the way. So, Lost Lands. Let's take a look at Reclaim. Bit spread out everywhere. Some more islands towards the side that probably the air player would like to take, especially around this area and this. And yeah, a bit of Reclaim spread everywhere around these rocks. The mid-island being quite even, with some small mountains in the way, splitting it into a few lanes. And plateaus for each team right here. We can probably expect quite a bit of Navy out to harass the main bases, since three of the main bases are reachable by Navy. And yeah. So the openings all seem pretty standard. Some expansion out from the southern team, some expansion out from the northern team, though the southern team seems to have been a bit faster on expansion. Peepo Noob already making a play for these three maxes up here in the north. But yeah, currently nothing special. Some ACUs moving to the front for the northern team. And I still somewhat remember how this game plays out, but it's been over a week since I checked the replays, so not much is left in my mind. And Skava is now getting a transport, probably to drop the expansion islands. A transport already out from Leslie Chow, as well as an air scout. Leslie apparently going for this island right here. And Skava going for the mirror island, so pretty much the same openings. Transport out from White Owl to get this island, but also one out from Peepo Noob to also claim that, so both sides playing it pretty much the same. I just heard some light skirmishing somewhere, probably right here in the middle. But not sure. Right, up here. A singular mantis and a mole having moved up to do some harassing. Sneaky bugger. Yeah, currently nothing moving to solve that. There's also a small run by down here, doing the exact same. There are some auroras, but they are currently focusing down here on the south. One T1 max down up here, and Blinchek is now moving their common. Right, second max going down, but I don't think the third one will die. Some light skirmishing up here as well. This got caught. And naval yard already out for Beeper Noob. But also for White Owl. White Owl also immediately going for the second naval yard. Okay. Right. Quite different openings after grabbing the islands for Skaver and Leslie Chow. Leslie just building the stuff, not actually getting a factory, while Skaver getting 3 factories. Both seems somewhat bad. 3 factories are excessive, but not getting any factories is also not quite the smartest solution. Right, but this island in the corner here has been dropped by Leslie Chow. Also with a land factory up already. White Owl just dropped that, getting immediately to work on a raptor. And I don't see currently anything being done from Leslie Chow to actually deal with that. Never mind, the Lobo is moving in. Or is it? No, it's not. Right, some tanks were produced, but they aren't... DPD is easily dealing with those. But this one RT is now just taking out the entries that were building another PD and now taking out the PD itself. So that's easily dealt with. Right, an RT drop up here where Beeper Noob also got this island claimed. This one will probably be more successful. But of course no engineers up there, so it's gonna take another drop to actually get some stuff up there. And engineers up here for Leslie Chow building what is the factory after all the basically last, which is again a not too great idea, but if it works, whatever. If it works out. ACU is fighting somewhere down here. Right. Here. Linchik killing a small run by up here. One run by they are losing quite a bit of maxes to, or quite a few maxes to. And Team Ron already ahead at around 40 mass with 211 mass income at 8 minutes into the game. No play for T2 Air started by Leslie Chow, but already 3 naval yards with another one, the construction. On the other hand, we have Skaver, who already has T2 air up and is currently working on the T2 P-gens. Set on air. List getting gun and stalling. Can I see stored energy? Don't think I can. Yeah, no idea. Right. That finished. Also T2 land up for Wist. Currently paused to get an order for them to get their T2 power up. which has now been finished, so T2 start producing again. Second naval yard out for People Noob. And T2 land for Kinder. Now, let's look at the other southern players. There does not appear to be any T2 land out for White Owl. There is T2 land for Blincheck. And I don't see T2 land out for Megatronus. However, there appears to be quite a large amount of P-gens at T1, so maybe they intend to skip T2 power. Quite a bit of T1 Navy right here. T2 Navy, however, has been achieved by Megatronus, so there is actually T2 build power. And going for destroyers. Fair enough. T2 Navy and also in the works for White Owl. But never mind, there is a T2 queued up for People Noob. Okay. And T2 Navy has been achieved by Leslie Chow. Still no T2 Air. And Skaver is already getting T3 Air, so this will be very bad for Leslie Chow. Still only with T1 Air. Well, the one thing I actually remembered from this game was some level of not too great gameplay from the air player. Let's just put it like that. But you will see what I mean at a later stage. Some skirmishing happening down here right now, which seems to be going in favor of Blinkchick. But some frigates out that are trying to harass Navy. But there are quite a few submarines, so those can't really do much since there isn't a destroyer yet, or torpedo boat. And quite a few Auroras just hovering around. Okay, this northern island has now been claimed by Skaver. And the southern island has been claimed by Blincheck and White Owl. White Owl is currently the only one to actually have a little build power down here. Blincheck only has some tanks and stuff like that, but yeah, with that both corners are no longer in control of the northern team, of Team 1. Another transport with some Suis, another Sui drop. Not sure where that one is going. Apparently for this island. And stuff coming out from People Noob. But there is now a Salem right here, which will make life a lot harder for People Noob. Since the Salem is a quite powerful ship. With its very high range and decent rate of fire. And decent DPS. Okay. In the middle, some T2, but still mostly T1 armies with some gun comms. This is not a gun comm, this is just T2 comm, which is currently establishing a firebase, but fair enough. Right. The Valiant out from Leslie Chow is now harassing the Navy from White Owl a bit, due to the higher range, of course. And top bombers out from Skaver, annoying the little bit of Navy that People Noob was able to get, which may have been able to threaten the Salem. Leslie Chow asking for help with empties because of this drop. as the air player, finally going T2 air at least. Well, let's just say it's a sign of what's to come. And that the transport going for this northern island up here. Also Leslie Chow going for PD instead of AA to maybe prevent the drop from actually happening. Also questionable move. If I am way too critical of that, I am very much sorry about that. But yeah. And the Salem set are now up here on the western side out from Megatronus are now forcing People Noob to pull back. This just got stealth. So trying to stay more aggressive with that comm. Also something that I did not pay attention to is that this walled off quite a few segments to basically limit the avenues of attack for the opponent. Which also has the downside of course, limiting your own mobility. And T3 has been achieved by this on land, with some loyalists. 2PD now attacking West. In this push from this small base up here. And an actual cruiser out from Leslie Chow on the eastern side is now also trying to rest Navy in warp, but there are now multiple Exodus. So this Navy is no longer, White Owl's Navy is no longer under too much threat from that. A very small run by of Rhinos picking up a Max, but getting easily dealt with just by large amounts of T1 spam. Let's take a look at Eco. Now Team 2 is ahead by around 50 mass at 400 Eco. But Team 1 is still ahead on total mass produced, with nearly 20k mass. And reclaim wise, both sides are on a pretty equal footing, with Skaver leading the pack at 6,000 reclaim, but everyone else also having gotten some decent amounts, with the exception of Megatronus, who only got 2.5k. That reclaim game there definitely needs improving. There's quite a bit of reclaim to be had here. But I can't be too critical because my reclaim game also tends to suck. Right, and a Strat Bomber out from Skaver, now harassing Leslie Chow, who is still only at T1 or T2 air and now currently building some T1 air out of it. But that's of course not going to be very effective against the ASF and everything that's out there. And especially not against the Strat. With Skaver already building a proper aircraft with limited space. The cruiser here now being used to try and harass this base, with mixed results due to limited effectiveness due to the volcano out. Luckily for Leslie Chow, the volcano does not have a sufficient fire rate to stop the governor missiles at their at this corner of the defense, the missile defense. But this naval battle now being mostly lost, also partially. Also, this bulwark out right here being out of position, not helping too much. There is T3 Navy going out for Kimna. Maybe that's gonna help, but the Strat Bomber is still alive. Wasn't able to see how much it actually killed, but just a wall of T1 AA trying to help fend that off. and a drop of tanks now having made it up here. So making this quite a bit, quite problematic, of course. And still no T3 air out for Leslie Chow, with no intention to do so, with no apparent plan right now to actually do so. Kinder left. I believe it was due to connection issues. Yeah. Which of course puts the Northern team now at a one-player disadvantage. But at the same time puts more eco in the hands of the highest rated player with Wrist. Also there's another T3 land HQ that was finished for Kinder, which of course couldn't be used too much. And a tactical missile launcher right here that did not get any damage done yet. But there's also missile defense, so it probably won't get any damage done, realistically. Okay. People Noob seems to have got an advantage on the naval game in the West for now. Temporarily, also having some bricks out that are currently not being used. Right, I think they just got sent over from West. But they are currently sitting here AFK, not being too effective. Yeah, those out from West. I don't think there's any actual land production out from People Noob. Yeah, there isn't. So West currently fighting the land battle completely on their own. Right. T3 Air finally started for Leslie Chow. Still working on the second T2P gen and getting T3 Maxes now. But also at the same time a G gen, so spreading out way too much mass very thinly right now with all of that. Cardon is asking for help, I assume with the Navy, didn't check, but would be reasonable since that is the flank they are currently operating on. Some of them send other T3 land out right here in the middle for Blinchik as well. But at 20 minutes, it's not too surprising that there is T3 land. What however does appear to be surprising is the fact that White Owl still does not have any T2 land. Still has not tagged up in land. Apparently some Cypern tag gifted over to Skaver, some filthy tag sharing. A lot of players don't like it, because it gives since it allows access to a tag that this player should normally not have, should not have access to. And it negates some of the disadvantages a faction usually has. Right, a battleship out from this now up here, with this T3 Navy yard that they inherited. But at the same time, White Owl now slowly making progress on this flank, gaining more and more ground. And Skaver getting out some Wothus. Megatron is requesting that Blink goes for chicken. A very much reasonable idea considering that Blink is currently sitting at 300 mass per second income, leading thus having the highest eco on the team. Only player with higher eco is Wist, who is sitting on double base with 400. But Team 2 is currently sitting at a higher total eco by nearly 100. And that was just the... thank you for the follow, Jake Niels. Welcome to the stream. For anyone watching on YouTube, this game is casted live on Twitch. If YouTube would allow me to actually put links into my description, I would put a link there. But right now YouTube decided that I'm not allowed to do so, so I'm gonna have to let them in a month or two when YouTube finally decides that I am who I claim to be and thus am allowed to put links into my into description of my videos. But yeah. Where was I? That completely brought me. That completely made me just forget what I was talking about. Also, I just realized that follow sound didn't actually pick up, shouldn't be in the recording because I don't actually record the follow sounds. So there would only have been the pop-up. Yeah. Whatever. Leslie Chow at below 100 eco still. Trying to get another T3 max, but also T3 power, though the other T3 max is currently being paused. So fair enough. But at 23 minutes, finally having achieved T3 air. That is probably a good development, but the Wolfus are now causing some issues, harassing this naval force. Luckily the Galaxy has... Never mind, I thought the Galaxy had somewhat decent A. It obviously doesn't. Yeah, I was mistaken on that, but... yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's probably gonna be the last Monday stream Pi does and has for quite some time, so you won't have to make these choices much more often, but yeah. Right, but a cruiser just moved up here, so the Wolfus got destroyed. In the west right now we have quite a few cruisers out for Megatronus, which will of course make any attempted airplay here very difficult. Not that we should expect any airplay since... Oh, never mind, there has T3 air has been achieved by Vist. So yeah, Vist now also handling air, not just land. So there is no potential to do stuff. And a Monkey Lord that just finished. Also from Vist. Who else? Since they are the only ones to currently actually build, to currently also focus on land. Which should mark the first finished experimental, if I'm not completely mistaken. A Quantum Gateway out for Plincheck. Probably just for build power, since Seraphim obviously don't get any rest cycles. And I don't see any other experimentals currently started. Yeah, I don't believe there are any others right now. No. Right, and there is not too much T3 here, so that Monkey may actually be able to get quite a bit of damage done. Okay. Navy being pretty much even right now on the eastern side, even though there is a battleship out for Vist, or two battleships now actually, while the first one is still moving in from White Owl, while the second one for Vist being the one currently moving in there. But White Owl currently just winning completely on numbers, and thus being able to force the Navy out from Vist and Leslie Chow to pull back quite a bit, since it's forced to use its higher range. Right, the Monkey now moving in here, running into quite a few PDs, and okay, not actually getting stuck on the mountain, or at least not completely. And now moving up here, yes. pathfinding being screwed up a bit by all these wall sections. In the meantime, in the Western Navy, we have quite a few top bombers forcing People Noob out of the water again. Or not really forcing them out, but making it really hard for them to actually stay in the water. And Blinchik just died to the Monkey Lord, and I missed that. Because I was paying attention to the other Navy right now, seeing what's going on there. Right, but the Monkey Lord being basically dead. And yeah, Megatron is now being a bit annoyed since he already suggested going chicken quite a while ago, and okay, the chicken has been started and it's halfway done, but obviously it could have been finished way earlier. So yeah, let's take another look at mass incomes. Team 2 now ahead with almost 200 mass, with White Owl now leading the pack on their double base. And Wist, of course, being the second highest player also with double base, but at lower eco still. But the slant push with large amounts of bricks is now still quite annoying to deal with. But all these Suis are doing an admirable job at dealing damage. Just through sheer amounts of Sui spam. Since it is just since it's too many targets for all the bricks to deal with, and thus they can a lot of them can get in their damage for free. An experiment just finished, that would be this chicken here. And there are now ASF out from List, who I believe, yes, who actually has a bigger aircraft right now than Leslie Chow. So basically being the de facto air player. Which is a really bad sign since the actual air player is not dead yet and just messed up in many, many ways. Also having a SMD out, then, even though there is no actual nuke out. I mean, 29 minutes, fair enough. I can understand getting an SMD, but especially if you don't have the eco to do so, you should wait for... you should only do if there's an actual nuke scouted. Or if you have serious suspicions that there may be a nuke. Like founded suspicions. But we can take a look at scouting. The northern team has a decent idea of what's going on. Right, there's a Soothsayer right here, which is of course helping with all of this. Also making this chicken visible. The southern team, on the other hand, has not scouted in quite some time. It would definitely be important to scout again. Like, there has been scouting going on, and most of the map has been scouted at some point, but yeah. Also interesting graphics glitch with the ping right here. But yeah, People Noob losing the naval factory up here and now having this land force being bombarded from the sea. Though the mountain is currently quite useful to help defend. In the meantime, Wist and Leslie Chow actually are able to push south, mostly Wist now. Leslie Chow no longer being that deep into the naval game, having reclaimed most of the naval factories. Only producing 72 out of one of them. But that push is quickly thinning out, so it's not going to be too effective, and Leslie Chow is quite far in the back, not actually helping, or only helping a slight bit with the cruisers. At the same time, the chicken up here has now started pushing, or pushing a slight bit forward. Being getting a few bricks, I believe, but nothing too serious, and there's now a large amount of Corsairs moving in an attempt to snipe that. We'll have to see how effective that is. And it appears very effective. Though the Seraphim flag right here, Seraphim T3A, has thinned out the amounts very quickly. So yeah. But that got the chicken down to around half health, so I'd say it was probably worth it. In the east, now the counter push starting for White Owl, after Wis's navy has been obliterated, or mostly obliterated. Also now having a higher amount of battleships. And an experimental finished for White Owl, another chicken. But yeah, the battleships here will not hold up to this much longer, so that will lead to this area being wide open for an attack. One battleship going down, the second one being dangerously low, and yeah. But we now have a force of bricks pushing down here along the coastline, making quick work of the Suez now. But there is a chicken moving into defense, so that's not going to be too much of a problem. There was a T3 Max that just went down, and potentially another one right here, I'm not sure. The aggro has been started for Leslie Chow now, at around 30 minutes, I guess. Better late than never, I'd say. And did I just see that correctly? Okay, never mind, I think that may have been power store related or something, but People Noob was on a ridiculously low economy right now, something like 8 mass. Either I just saw that wrong, either I just didn't see that correctly, or maybe just a power store for a short moment. But Navy having now gotten right into the Navy from White Owl having gotten right into these naval yards, causing massive issues, and Leslie Chow now trying to build a battlecruiser, Neptune, which will most likely not finish. Right. ASF out from Skava will easily deal with the a few top bombers that have been built up by Leslie Chow in an attempt to defend. And just some Ravagers now to put some damage down on these battleships, which are getting way too close. So yeah. But the Suez and... Are there auras? No, this is purely Suez that have been moving in behind that over the water are now coming in, dealing a lot more damage now, since Suez of course having the, compared to battleships, high fire rate with pretty decent damage, making them especially deadly against buildings. And especially for their cost. And being however, they are being wrecked quite, they are currently wrecking the stuff up here. Now also cutting the Ravagers since they have been built too close to the coast. Megatron is asking for help because there are now top bombers out from People Noob to counter that navy. Counter the blue navy. And another Monkey Lord currently pushing down here in the middle. Without any opposition, it seems like, right now. And an ass washer currently being constructed, which will probably finish. That may also help defend against that Monkey Lord once it finishes. Yes. Finishes and currently has an assist move, probably accidentally. but immediately attacking the Monkey Lord. Of course doing some friendly fire, but dealing quite a big chunk of damage. And now just also T1 bombers up here for SHO to deal with the Suis, fair enough. Suis are of course quite vulnerable to that since they don't have a lot of HP. And also some servers out from West to prevent them from making landfall. Though I believe those will not be too effective with the battleships being able to destroy those. They are also still getting in, so yeah. There appears to be some T2RT, however, because right here. Because I just saw those RT impacts. Yeah. That takes out one of the battleships. One of the problems here, of course, being that battleships technically outrange the T2RT, and thus, if microed correctly, can only be countered by actual anti-naval play, and turtling doesn't really help against them. You can't really out-turtle a battleship. A chicken pushing up here, I believe, yes. And the Awasa supporting that push by taking out land forces. But running into the ASF out from West, with Scalebars ISF being out of position but now managing to get in. Putting the Awasa on yellow health, but still high enough health, of course, to be very much deadly. But yeah, Slant Push now coming in, dealing quite a bit of damage. I think. Yeah. Getting quite a few nexus, some of which, like this one, being T3. And everyone on the northern team going T3, since T3 from Lassie Chao, since the air from Lassie Chao has been lacking now a bit. With them currently also going for Novex. They have Deco to build it, I'd say. But with now being a bit annoyed since it feels for them like they don't get too much support. Being a bit salty in chat. I mean, I can see why you would be very much annoyed with Lassie Chow, but People Noob has been doing a, well, not a perfect, but I would say a decent job keeping the Navy afloat, if you would like to say it like that, if you'd want to put it like that. But yeah, no, but keeping Navy here contested. Currently losing it though due to battleships having been built up by Megatronus now. With the second battleship just having been finished by People Noob. And 3 already up here. With a 4th on its way. So yeah, that is quite problematic. A Monkey Lord out from West allowed them to actually kill this push off before it got into the main base. But yeah, still of course quite a lot of damage being done by that. Also killing off the radar that was here and 3 maxes. Never mind, 4. And yeah. This game not looking good for the northern team, to put it mildly. Omens being firebombed. Not a very conventional strategy, but if you have T1 bombers, you might as well use them. And Air Navy, of course, not having any AA except on the AA ships, can't really do anything against it if you don't have any NTs above. So yeah. An air fight going on here, which is actually looking like Leslie Chow was winning that. Though Skaver has been has a much bigger air grid and has been neglecting to build ASF4Y now due to area superiority. Right, and I completely missed that. There is a nuke sub out from Skaver, which is now launching. And I believe it's going for this base. Leslie Chow just finished the Novax. But there is an SMD here, it is not loaded. Okay. And there was an RT already under construction. This control Kagan the base. While it does deny the mass killed, it does also have the problem of causing the reclaim to die due to the nuke. So yeah, maybe not the smartest move, but hey, it denied mass kills, so it's not looking good on score, I guess. Okay. Megatron's just built an experimental themselves, right? A Monkey Lord. And this now being salty, calling out noob, probably against Leslie Chow. Okay, no idea where the ping went. Can't tell. But yeah. Well, a lot of times I don't really support blaming singular players. I think in this case it is somewhat valid because that could have been done. This could have gone very differently if air was played as well as by Leslie Chow as it was by Skaver. Getting a proper air grid and actual fast air. Since air, of course, is a very important part of this game. And whoever has air has the potential to easily win the game by just sniping the enemy players. But yeah. The Monkey Lord from this now moving back, potentially to help defend against stuff like that, though it will of course not arrive in time to actually be helpful. And just a small amount of PDs being built up by Vist up here from quite early stages of the game, I believe. Just tickling away at these offense. Vist asking for help. And Noob is now building up some gunshots to help. Doing whatever is possible, basically. And also building an SMD because, right, there is no SMD up here. A slight oversight, but of course a reasonable decision after it has been shown that there is a nuke somewhere around. In this case, this nuke's up. Right here, it's plan B. Okay, this going teleporter. Planning to take the Cyprian way out of just killing the surprise killing the opponent with a telesnipe. I'd say a very reasonable call in this decision. And second Novax finished for Leslie Chow. At the same time, there are now large amounts of battleships and 2 air washers coming in to deal with this, so that's going to be the end of Leslie Chow. Yes. Going down to these air washers. I don't know where the ASF were, but obviously not there. One are also now going down, but both Novax is going also dying, so they won't actually. They can't be. They can no longer be used. Monkey Lord out from Megatronus having a sneak through the water with its stealth now in Peeper space, dealing quite a bit of damage and killing off all T3 power. Peeper due to losing their main base, decides to give up. Potentially also just due to this being super salty right now, which does not help anyone, really. I mean, yeah, there was lacking support from the team in some cases, but but just calling a team noobs does not prevent that from happening again or thing like that. Right, teleporter going out, going straight for Skaver, who does not have any tele defenses right now, and does not appear to be building any tele defenses. The exit portal has been pinged, but there was no reaction to it, so yeah. Is you being targeted and immediately dying to the power of the laser. This taking a bit of additional damage just from from killing the speedrun right next to him. But due to the base being gifted over after full share, the PDs lost target for a moment and needed to retarget. And thus the teleport is actually able to finish. Also, of course, due to the PDs not having been sold after the ACU arrived. So this makes it out of there completely, well, not completely unscathed, but alive and able to teleport again. Currently just moving up here to safety. Here's another Owasa, or maybe even the second Owasa, I'm not sure. No, that would be a third, I guess. But yeah. That is no longer being countered since there are no longer any ASF. Negative from Mist now moving up to help. Potentially with the intention to push in conjunction with that Monkey Lord. And another Wasa. So quite a few experimental bombers out. This needs to make sure to not actually for the next teleport, if there is going to be another tele snipe, to of course to stay out of that the immediate range of that. Where did the Seraphim battleship? Ah, here it is. Here's Seraphim Naval Yard. Okay. Was confused for a moment. But yeah, now Seraphim battleships from White Owl to support the north. Maybe even to build some more nukes. Who knows? What happened to the nuke sub? That would be very interesting to know. Right. Owasa being used defensively to deal with the Monkey Lord. And does that get the kill? No, it doesn't, but the Outflames now surely will. Yes. Is this? Yes, that's actually the nuke sub right here. Here it is. It went to the complete other side now. But with Navy on the west now being crushed. But this actually appears to be ahead on Total Reclaim. compared to the other players. But total mass is looking quite different. List at 450 or nearly 500, with Team 2 sitting at 1.4k, so nearly 1000 more mass, and having a massive fleet and total mass produced. The island up here has been completely destroyed now, so these ships are now completely focused on killing this land base right here that formerly belonged to Kendor. With the Oasa now also moving in on that, dropping its bomb and destroying it completely. But there are a lot of SAMs, so there is quite a bit of damage done to that. And there's the recall. Wait, no, it wasn't a recall, it was another attempt to telesnipe into the base of Megatronus, but yeah. I hope you enjoyed the cast. Again, it was streamed live on Twitch. If I could, I would put a link there. Probably gonna put it there as soon as I can, which will maybe be another month or two. Have to see if, as soon as I can, try to verify my account again. Google actually accepts at that time. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you again in a stream or a future cast. And till then, bye!